Although the Paris Olympics begin with the opening ceremonies on Friday, the Olympic golf on the men's side does not start until the following weekend. Keith Stewart will be here next week to preview everything you need to know for Olympic golf in Paris. 3M Open this week near the Twin Cities in Minnesota. We'll preview the event on the PGA Tour in just a moment. But Keith, we had the conversation. Scheffler or Schauffele, who gets the nod of having the best year? Both major champions this season. Scottie Scheffler, the green jacket at Augusta, 6 wins on the PGA Tour, the most we have seen by a single individual since Tiger Woods back in 2009. But Xander Schauffele, now the 7th golfer ever to win 2 major championships in the same season and also finish top 10 in the other 2. American men dominating the major championship cycle in 2024. Schauffele takes 2. Scheffler wins at Augusta at the Masters. And Bryson DeChambeau, of course, victorious at the United States Open. How would you sum up this year, Keith, in major championship golf?
Well, it's almost as if the guys took Rome personally, because this is the first time since, 1982 that all 4 have been American? And now we have 7 USA major winners in a row. It's as if golf is in a good place here in the United States. There's no doubt about that. I mean, Xander's been impressive. He's 32 under par in the 4 championships. And only 2 other guys since 1980 have finished top 8 in all the majors. One's Jordan Spieth, and the other one's Tiger Woods. Of course, he did it twice. That's neither here nor there. I mean, it's Tiger Woods. I mean, Xander Schauffele, really impressive. And a couple of the things that I saw coming out of, the Open, put a cap on this major season. Number one, Russell Henley was really impressive this year. For a guy that was a middle-tier golf pro out on the PGA Tour, a couple wins earlier on in his career, but hasn't really closed the door lately. He has played some really career-defining golf this year in major championships. And the second thing is that it was nice to see Jon Rahm be back as a part of the major storylines. He was absent for the first 3 majors of the year. In fact, he didn't even play the U.S. Open, withdrew with an injury. And to see Jon Rahm back on top of the leaderboards was fun, but truly it comes down to Scottie and Xander for this conversation. And it's going to be a really tough one because on top of all the wins that Scottie has, he does have a Players and a Masters, and Xander just has the 2 majors. It's going to be really interesting going into these playoffs.
Certainly will, but we do have golf this week as well. The 3M Open back on U.S. soil, TPC Twin Cities in Blaine, Minnesota. We're looking at a field that obviously not championship ready, but it looks like Tony Finau at a plus 1,100 is the favorite here. But also, scanning down that list, Billy Horschel at 28-1, strong over at the Open. What can we look forward to from the 3M Open this week, Keith?
Well, the first thing we can look forward to, Donnie, is better weather. It's going to be warm out there, and it's going to be dry. TPC Twin Cities is a birdie fest. In the 5 editions they've had there of the 3M Open, the average winning score is 19 under par. So you got to bring your putter, and you got to bring some proximity to the hole in order to get close to the top of that leaderboard. Tony Finau, he's one of 17 players who's played in all 5 editions of this tournament. Now, I loved Tony last week going into the Open Championship. He shot even par the first day. He was perfectly positioned, and then he was perfectly positioned the second day in that windstorm. He shot 81, and he ejected from the tournament. So I'm a little concerned about him carrying the favorite status into this tournament. As far as Billy Ho, I think there's a lot of mental fatigue that went alongside what he went through last week at the Open Championship. I look for a little bit of letdown. Also at the top of the board, you have Sam Burns. Sam Burns was great at the Open until Sunday when he shot 80. So that's a little fickle there. He'll come and go he's a birdie machine. He'll come and go this week with his driver. We have 15 holes with water in play. So I know Ben wouldn't like that if he and I were playing there. So you got to watch out off the tee, not to make double bogey. And the last one is Sahith Theegala. You're going to hear a lot of conversation about him at plus 2,200. 3 trips to Blaine, Minnesota for the TPC Twin Cities, 3 missed cuts.
Yeah, not great for that as well, Keith. Billy Horschel, the 54-hole leader at the Open, did finish in a tie for second alongside Justin Rose at a 7-under score. Did you see who has the 5th best odds? Keith, I know know it's Luke Clanton, the amateur, at 25-1. I just wanted to make sure DRS paid attention to it. Keith, that's Donnie's guy. He wants to advocate for him to get the prize money when he can. Is he still an amateur, Keith, deep into this summer on the PGA Tour?
He is. And if you want to talk about a story that got hidden last week, Nick Dunlap won for the 2nd time on the PGA Tour at the Barracuda Championship. Was a parallel event on the PGA Tour held This guy, he's won as an amateur and a professional now on the PGA Tour in the same season. First time anyone ever did that in all of history. So could Luke Clanton pull it off? I mean, it's been an amazing year for all of these storylines. The PGA Tour, it's rocking, boys.
Keith Stewart, we appreciate the time. More on the early line up next.